Democracy is the government redesign. So they just changed the title in order to stay away from the cuts. It's typical. You're asking the same bureaucracy that created itself to turn around and reduce itself. They become very creative in protecting their own skins. So, nothing new. Shouldn't be surprising. I had another clip. Oh yeah, this is good. Check this out. All right, so this is the Department of Defense. What's it stand for? Education. Yeah, Education Activity. So this is the group that runs all of these schools, the K-12 schools around the world for the kids of service members. So this is in Germany, Japan, all over the world. This is the Director of Communication.
So there are three words that Dan did not use during his presentation. Anybody hazard a guess as to what those three words are? Social emotional learning. Lots of prizes out there. Yes, absolutely, social emotional learning. Unfortunately, just like other terms or phrases, like critical race theory, diversity, equity, and inclusion. You can name a whole list of things. Unfortunately, social emotional learning in some cases has become a dog whistle. Resilience is the name of the game in terms of how we can talk about what we used to say SEL. So it's just important that I think we all, as influencers within our school system, continue to reinforce that it's important to talk about resilience.
Okay, so just so you know how resilience works. So the idea of resilience is it's not about being tough and strong. The idea is we are going to make this company resilient. We're going to make this organization resilient against racism or against climate change and against transphobia. So transphobia is the enemy, and we're going to be resilient against it. And here's how we're going to be resilient. That's what they mean by resilience. That's the truth. So my point is, let me play this one last. This is one last one. This is the woman who runs the schools.
I don't think that barn's very old.
Is if you put out something official from DODEA that says we are now going to call SEL resiliency and use this term, open the books or whoever is going to pick that up and say,
I'm sure this was a dirt road for a long time.
Which is the term they've used for articles. This is a shell game, and they're still really teaching SEL. They're just calling it.
This right here, this little path here used to be a railroad track, though.
Nice to have something in writing that we could just hand to people to say, oh, look, we're changing.
Morning, Brandon.
Actually backfire on us. It may be just better. You've changed the logo. We're putting that out
Jody.
there. We're not going to draw a lot of attention to it. I think our superintendents can have verbal conversations, just like I did with the students at the table, to say, oh, by the way, because it really resonates with our military families, they understand the term of resilience. We're going to be moving to this since we support a military-connected community, and just leave it at that and not draw about any of these type of topics out there, on the web.
We don't want to tell people what we're doing out loud. DEI was renamed to SEL, Social Emotional Learning, which has been renamed to Resilience. You also hear people talking about belonging. It's all the same thing. It's all DEI. NDEI.ed.gov is the website. If you notice any of the stuff, any of your stuff in your kids' school about resilience or belonging or social emotional learning, any of that stuff, NDEI.ed.gov. That's this administration saying, hey, give us your examples.
I called him last Friday after Nathan, and he always sounds like he's had a couple drinks before he calls you, and I can't tell.
You're right. I chalked it up to he's doing like this, like we call it Minnesota nice. I don't know, but I think it's like a similar Canada version. Where he's like calling it nice and like chuckling and laughing. So I'm like, my guard is down, and then he like hits. So I'm very confused by Nate.
Right, I don't know if he's trolling you or not. I can't tell. So, but I wanted to comment that there's a lot of similar things. This idea that some of these Democrats are finding religion.
Well, yeah, whenever the railroad boom was going on, everybody overbuilt. trying to be the one that would, get the best loads and everything. During the time of the barons, until they centralized them. I'm gonna get me a bacon Sammy from McDee's. I don't care. These Sky people are all over the place. Weird. Maple Donuts. No, I'm not stopping at Speedway. App is so weird. It crashes every time the first time you open it. First time, every time.
Steamroll, but he spoke over Kurt. So that clip you played, I couldn't even hear what Kurt was saying because Newsom was talking over him. And like he said, he's an expert politician. He's been born and bred with it. He's very good. And you're right. We're going to be hearing a lot more of him as 2028 gets closer.
It's a really
front and center.
Sorry for the quiet down over there, kids. Maybe I should take a break and go tell the kids to quiet down. Mark, here is what I will say about this. As I was telling MAGA people to be a little, just go in eyes wide open. Is what I'm getting here. Eyes wide open, know what you're up against. If I were ever invited on this show, like I'm so poor that I would be. But I'm just thinking this through, and you should do the same. Like
not bad. It's a little chilly this morning, but not bad.
I have to watch some more.
It's supposed to be snow and rain today.
It's like you're preparing for a football game, right?
Up to the 40s.
The film of your opponent.
Probably snow later
I like
on.
how you picked up that strategy of his to not really let the other person talk. So how do you counter that?
Oh, there's plenty of them around here.
I don't know yet. My instinct
when I go this
is
way,
to
anyway.
ask questions to him first.
Just think though, that used to be all stop signs.
So ask Newsom, hey Newsom, why did you do this? And just let them go. Let them hang themselves in their own rope. That usually is a good strategy. So I'm curious to see
yeah,
what
that's
else
3 of
Gavin
them
has
there.
on.
And they're going to add one more to that
Methods,
dangerous corner
they
right
use, and Gavin
before you
tries
turn
to-
down toward my house. So.
Just, like, again.
Which that one needs
No
more
one
than
has
any of
ever
those
told me.
others.
He was Lieutenant Governor, the governor,
Jeez.
nowhere near
There's
Washington.
your JFC right here. Man, look at this drive, dude. Yeah. In the biscuit. There you go. Yes, I'm ordered KM44 for Norm.
KM44 for Norm?
Yep.
Okay. And it looks like you were all set to move forward.
10 minutes with no ethos. Here we go. Help protect your
Get behind the SUV from Hill.
life insurance made easy.
It's a dealer. Probably buying for everybody at the dealership. Used car dealer.
Emergency happened tomorrow. If you truly be prepared, most Americans are. Not Patriot Supply. America's most trusted name in emergency preparedness is offering a special discount.
He's got the license plate on the front dashboard. The dealer plate instead of having it attached in the back. Dick. Thank you.
Including chicken, beef, real meat, fruits, and veggies. Being prepared is a state.
In and out.
Take advantage of this special discount to secure your family's future now. Go to mypatriotsupply.com. If you order by 3 p.m., your order will ship within the same day. So you'll be prepared in no time. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
OJ, hash brown, and a biscuit.
Patriotsupply.com.
The free biscuit.
Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and hash brown, and medium or
Thank you. Two. I saw you in Midi Stream last night there, Dio. It was a nice donation there, my friend. You're a good dude.
Personal responsibility. We are Patriot.
125. Gavin Newsom's far away from
Yeah, it wasn't you, okay. Liar! Hell's fire.
Unbreakable Investor by Charles Green from Fox News. Fox Business Unit Charles, his book, Creating American Unbreakable Investor. That's what you need. Whether good times or quote unquote bad.
All right, we'll make it there by 9:15, so.
That's the book. It's $30. We're going to buy it online, but they'll send it to you for free. Just text it to us online. 505. Send you a link. You got to pay for shipping, so a couple dollars for shipping. And then give your address.
Some nice watered down orange juice.
Mike, you say that right? Unbreakable Investor. Takes you a Mike to 505.
Sirius XM Patriot presents.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With your host.
We can't do it unless he gets help from people like you.
We're about to have those screaming.
All right, let's get around the truck. Plural trucks. It's like there's a piggy right there as soon as we get on the highway up here.
What did you? I was talking to Jack. What's up? Thank you. It's a great $50. So what I do? The kid doesn't have $50.
in your first hour.
Yeah, I told you.
I am. Yeah, I was at the home and I was listening to you while I'm at work. I love that because my daughter is the same way. Was, she's an adult now. I learned quickly that I had to make deals with her because she kids say when I like that, but she would ask for one that she would need, and I would always offer to split it with her. And more often than not, she declined.
She would ask to split what?
I would tell her that I would split it with her.
Split.
She wanted had a want.
Okay, so you'd like cut the baby in half, basically. And she would say no.
When she wanted a new something that I wouldn't normally buy for her, it was a want. Instead of, I would tell her, I'll split it with you.
Yes.
I
And then she would say,
And that was told her,
yeah, so
oh yeah, she's going to spend the money.
yeah, Annie's skin in the game. She's I'm out. No, big take. That is who would give I got her. You're ready, get to work. You keep it out here. Hey, any advice for your RTC trip? Right now. Slater@blackboard.com. We're gonna go see Aerospace Museum, obviously top of the list. Slater@blackboard.com. We're gonna give advice. I love this from Eric. This is perfect. This is it. Take a sledgehammer to it with surgical precision. I like Slater's words.
Profiting from the financial markets has never been easier. TrueTrade introduces the world's first one-click AI-assisted trading platform. No trading experience? No problem. Just purchase their platform, connect your trading account, download their mobile app, and turn it on. It's that simple.
Guy's going down the road with his right turn signal on.
One-click, their AI software handles everything for you. No learning, no experience, no headaches. Whether you're trading a single account or managing an entire portfolio, TrueTrade software runs on autopilot with its AI risk management protecting your downside. Don't have funds to trade with? No problem. TrueTrade offers an unprecedented money-back guarantee on their software, plus get a guarantee of at least $300,000 in tradable funds. You keep the profits. Join thousands worldwide who are already profiting from their AI-driven trade technology. Are you ready to step up your cash flow? Head over to TrueTrade.io. That's TrueTrade.io. That's TrueTrade.io. Investing involves risks, including the potential loss of principal.
Still get that signal on.
This does not guarantee future results. See terms and conditions. You didn't start a business to babysit your poorest performing employees. That's exactly why I started my business, so you don't have to. Hi, I'm Alan Jones, founder and CEO.
Must be jamming and music up in there, really hard of hearing.
Control of their business. Need to fire a poor performing employee who happens to now want 3 months off? The Bambi HR manager will take care of that for you in your first week with us. You spend your time coaching your A players, we'll take care of the rest. I'm so confident that Bambi will help you focus on what you love about running your business that I'm offering a $1 trial to the service for your first month. Trust me, there are no limits to the amount of calls or questions you can give your Bambi HR manager. After your first month, just $29 a month for companies of any size. Month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime. Get a month of Bambi for just $1. Go to Bambi.com and type Patriot under radio to schedule your first call with an HR manager right now. Go to BAMBE.com, Patriot Radio. School choice, conservative principles live here. Serious books and Patriot, Channel 125.
News is townhall.com. I'm Ed Strasser. Just in, the February jobs report.
The federal government were not expected to impact the February numbers. George Williams reporting.
Temporarily on hold, steep U.S. tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports.
President Trump is postponing 25% tariffs on many imports from Mexico and some imports from Canada for a month. The president insists tariffs are about stopping smuggling of fentanyl.
We helped them out with the problems they were having.
Conversation with Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum.
Also, we discussed drugs, and then we were working much harder lately. Do you notice that?
The president's tariffs plans have sent stocks sinking.
I'm not even looking at the market because long term, the United States will be very strong with what's happening here.
The president says he is not looking to extend an exemption on auto tariffs for another
Yes, he
month.
did.
In Washington.
Use a scalpel, not a hatchet. President Trump's directive to DOGE when it comes to federal job cuts says he wants to make sure that Uncle Sam keeps the dream of the workforce strong.
I don't want to see a big cut where a lot of good people are cut.
How do you say that?
I want the cabinet members to keep the good people and the people that aren't doing a good job.
You must be watching CNN again or MSNBC.
Those people can be cut.
Watching Wall Street ahead of the opening bell, Dow futures 1 point higher. Nasdaq futures are up 46. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it.
Well, yeah, because they're stepping it up. Both of those leaders are talking shit to the news and then getting down on their knees in front of him. They're doing exactly what he wants. All he wants them to do is to step up their participation. You know, what's funny is Canada says, oh, what, only 40 pounds of fentanyl was caught coming in from the north. Well, that's the most unsecure border there in the world. So that's why that's all that was caught. I mean, they just busted the biggest fentanyl lab in the world up in Alberta. So where do you think it's coming in from? I look at both sides. I'll say any L's that he's taken is because it's from the Supreme Court not just making a fucking final decision on a lot of this stuff and keeps kicking it down the road. One of them being one of the people that he nominated. We know what we had with Robertson, but that Coney Barrett, they fought so hard to keep her from getting in too. If there's any L's, that's where they are. And it's not even an L, it's just a setback. Because I mean, ultimately, when they rule on this, they have to rule constitutionally. But they keep giving these dumbass judges a chance to fucking fix their fucking mistakes. When I say don't let them fix it, you fix it, and then fucking get those fucking idiots out of there. It's been a very long time since a judge got impeached. It's time to start doing it. Federal judge, anyway. You're gonna clean house, start there too. It's hard to do though, because you got to get what, 60% of the Senate, and the Democrats will vote for obviously anything as long as it's against Trump. I mean, they're willing to keep boys and girls sports.
Taking apart the jobs report. I've already seen some of that, even ahead of its 8:30 a.m. release, and no news there from the left-wing media that CNN and MSNBC and others would try to factor in, but can't account for the fact that federal workers are not part of the issue. That's the political side of it. We'll dive into the details and the real numbers and what they mean with Tracy Burns for the monthly unemployment report, an analysis of the markets. You hear from the president.
That's the whole point of it. He doesn't want to actually have to do those tariffs. I'll tell you some comedy I saw yesterday. Canadian news. They were pulling Kentucky bourbon off the shelves in stores, and I'm just thinking to myself, wait a minute. They don't sell that bourbon on fucking consignment. Those stupid stores have purchased that bourbon already. The tariff is paid when it comes across, not when it's sold off the shelf. So it's propaganda. And it's funny too, because it's the exact same clip that I saw a month ago when the tariffs first started. Yeah, he loves it because even the threat of it works. The U.S. pays 270% tariffs on milk that goes to Canada. 270%. You telling me they don't have fucking dairy cows up in Canada?
The fakery is fully on display. It really is.
You know how much a gallon of milk is in Canada? $8.
But first, to something that is so disgusting that it bears repeating. And this is MSNBC host Nicole Wallace on DJ.
I feel bad for their leadership. There's a lot of good Canadians.
Not just a survivor, but a fighter. And I would think for most Americans in inspiration.
They got beat down. The one time they tried to do a big protest, that trucker protest, their government froze their accounts, threw them in jail. Some of them are still locked up over that shit. Which, you know, I could say our government is just as bad with the J6ers. That's why it would have been a waste of time to go case by case. Just release them all. If they're really bad people, they'll end up back in jail. Oh, we made it! Yay! Fuck you, Sniper! I couldn't see the light because this truck was so tall.
That crystallizes for you, and I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then went to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Acts of seditious conspiracy.
I have plenty of words.
That's not even a fucking real thing.
And words I can't use, even on this platform. Words I would not use in a locker room. Nicole Wallace just put herself deliberately in the camp of one of the most disgusting human beings on media, period. Again, Democrats and the left have no plan, no intent of coming back to the American side of the equation. But they intend to lie to you as you, the American people, begin to see the remarkable turnaround at the speed of Trump since he has taken office. And whether in domestic issues or otherwise, any rational person, any reasonable person cannot deny what we see happening. Remember when Kamala Harris was named the border czar? Repeatedly, then they denied it during the campaign while she spent millions delighting. And we still don't know how much they siphoned off through USAID to various NGOs and the like.
Matt coming in at the end as usual.
Because they had not succeeded in putting him in jail, and killing him. They wanted to
bright and early there, isn't it?
That they spent all the money they could to present to you a false narrative, aka a lie. And a remarkable turnaround at our southern border, highlighted by a trip to the southern border by J.D. Vance, the vice president.
Oh.
Pete Hegseth, the SecDef.
Somebody just got to work just ahead of me.
And here's what J.D. Vance had to say from our now much more secure southern border.
I have some bad news and some good news. And the bad news is that because of what Joe Biden did at the southern border for 4 years, we had record increases in migrant crime, in fentanyl deaths, and in just floods.
Toe coming in at the end as well. I got the good news from AJOT yesterday, buddy. Good to hear.
Of ways in which the cartels became more, just needed a new president of the United States, and thank God that's exactly what we this border. Is the number of Border Patrol agents who have come up to me and said thank you, or said because of this, we've cut the number of border crossings from 1,500 a day to 30 a day. Or the people who've come up and said...
Going at the end as well. All right, guys, love you. I will be trying to go live from the desktop today. Hopefully it's a more chill day. We'll see. It's something I don't definitely control. Peace, guys. See you in a bit. Love you.
More safety and security for the people.